time for some crypto news. Let's talk about the first headline of this week. Apple CEO Tim Cook confirms owning Bitcoin or Ethereum. Surprise! Another tech guy owning crypto.
Why is this even news? Like, so if Tim Cook didn't own Bitcoin or Ethereum, like I'd think, can you get fired of being the CEO? Because like obviously, one thing I want to see though is Apple really coming up and innovating in this space. Apple has innovated since day one of their, they pretty much built computers along with Microsoft in terms of the common
in the good old Steve Jobs days.
Yeah. And they really innovated, and now all we see is nothing. Like true innovation, it's just an iPhone with a more pixel density. And
I'm so disappointed of this new MacBook.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it looks like Apple took some steps back in time and just developed an old thing that's published new on the market. It's like the charger is back to the old one. The thing is bigger and heavier.
Yeah.
The screen doesn't look as great anymore with
this
notch or this dent for the camera. Oh my god!
Like if you're listening, which I know you are. I know you're listening, Tim. Really, I want to see a key store chip specifically for crypto, like a hardware wallet that is locked away from everything else. And I think a lot of computers already have this anyway. It's just not promoted. I know a lot of phones have it. So you can have cryptographic locks, special chips just for that. And this is important. This is what should be done, because whether you like it or not, the whole space, cryptocurrency, what Satoshi invented is disrupting everything. And you're seeing it in this NFT space, right? NFTs, for me, they're still a little bit silly, but the fact of the matter is they're not going anywhere, and people will want to hold those things securely.
For sure.
And they want to display them, so they don't want them in cold wallets. They want them in hot wallets so they can show them and trade them. And so yeah, come on, Mac, let's get amongst that. But yeah, owning Bitcoin, Ethereum, first step.
Yeah. But okay, Bitcoin, do you think he holds some Dogecoin? I mean, he must be close to Elon.
I don't think he is that close. I think they have a little bit of a thing, because they're like Apple Car.
There's this cars.
And apparently Tim Cook didn't reply to an email.
Yeah. But Josh, what do you think of the next news? Discord CEO teases Ethereum connectivity.
I think this is absolutely huge. I think a MetaMask integration into Discord is what's needed. The fact is that games, Discord is a gaming platform. It's like Slack for gamers, and this is what we use now. We're moving across from Telegram, as we talked about in the last show. It's such a cool platform because it's so programmable. You can write a whole lot of bots. It's not very decentralized, so there's that. But anyway, it's a really cool system, and allowing gamers to have NFTs of their in-game items and stuff will be a huge part of the whole Discord space, a marketplace for that stuff. Steam and these sorts of controlled silos are over. Yeah. And I think this is really the future. Absolutely.
There will be, crypto offers all different kinds of platforms to really quickly open a marketplace.
Yeah.
And that's awesome, yeah. Can't wait for Discord to actually have a MetaMask connectivity, yeah.
Yeah, and imagine being able to tip across different channels, and also it would be really great for spam protection. Like if you want to come in, you have to send a tiny amount of Satoshis or something, or ETH, just so that you can prove that you're not a bot. Because I think a lot of these channels, especially Slack, Telegram, massive bots. Just even if they're not bots, they're like farms. So they're actual humans, but they've got phone farms. And what you really need to stop this is exactly what Adam Back was developing, and why he got mentioned in the Bitcoin white paper is Hashcash, which was basically stopping spam in email by doing a little bit of hashing before you can send it, and you send the proof of hash. So when you open an email, you go, okay, that person's done this much computing to send me an email, I'll read it. And I think this is great for things like Discord, where you could say, hey, if you want to join the community, you have to like stake a little bit of money or send some small nominal amount to a charity or something.
Yeah, I mean, this will like erase all bots basically, because the bot system will not work in Discord anymore.
It's too expensive. So this is really cool.
So interesting that you thought this way. Actually, I was thinking Discord will maybe have the option for launch pads directly through protocols through the official Discord channel, so you know that you're not getting scammed. You can buy it right off the source. But thinking of a launch pad just because there's a MetaMask connectivity coming on board is maybe too far in the future.
No,
but who knows?
Look, games are getting easier to make. There's so many really cool independent gamers and game creators that are using things like this. So a launchpad to help them fundraise for like version 2 of the game after MVP and stuff is definitely up there. Really cool
we just talked about this, I think, last week, where I said, man, why is there no crypto in the Steam world where you can play Dota 2 and other like games, Counter-Strike and a variety of different games? Why don't they have a crypto connectivity? Well, it would eat their lunch, because at the end of the day, they hold the main money monopoly inside that platform.
Yeah, they've got their own central bank.
Yeah, they have their own central bank inside the gaming world. So crypto is also here to decentralize this.
Well, that's it. They're still the old guard, right? So these old guard games, you can't really go in there and go, hey, why don't you jump over? It's like jumping into the biker gang and trying to turn them into the best charity ever. Like you can't. You just got to build something new, and this is what's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, all you good bikers out there.
Okay, next headline. The SEC commissioner releases a statement on crypto saying that DeFi presents a wide array of opportunities. What do you think about that?
The SEC talking about DeFi. Look, the problem is, I'm not picking on the SEC here. I'm picking on all regulators, really, and I'm not even picking on the regulators. The problem is that imagine if a regulator decided that it's their thing to regulate the internet as the internet started. There was so many websites popping up everywhere. If you had like a ministry of truth that had to give a license to each one, it's an impossible task. It's an absolutely impossible task. What needs to happen, the DeFi space is built on building rules and not having rulers. So you set rules in place. That's why it's inherently anarchic. That is the definition of anarchy. No rulers, but rules, right? So these rules are set in maths. They're set in stone. If you don't like Bitcoin, before you buy it, the rule set is 21 million coins ever created. You can do this, this, and this. And if you don't like any upgrades, you can stay on the old fork. So this is the beautiful thing about it, and the thing that we need to learn is that, of course, there are many scams in this space, and people are learning what those scams look like. People are learning. There's even the whole nomenclature that comes around, like the language that's being used, like rug pulls and stuff. This is all new words because these have happened to people, and they go, warning, watch out for this, this, and this, because otherwise you could be rug pulled. And this is really important in the space, that people feel what it hurts. Learn, and then don't support projects that don't do common things. And this is how true regulation happens, voluntary regulation, because the market, after a while, will go, hey, this is what a real legit project looks like, and these are what scams looks like.
So you can really just, my opinion on all these upcoming regulations, and you know what? You can really just break the cat and mouse game between scams and people that get scammed, and regulators trying to secure people from being scammed. This cat and mouse can only be broken through education. Really, Josh. Just what you said, it's so true. If you try to impose a variety of new regulatory measures on a young, really evolving industry.
A fast evolving industry that's infinitely large. Good luck.
Well, first of all, it's really difficult. And second of all, you also hurt the good guys that actually bring real innovation to these to new industries. And with all these regulation nonsense, you just, at the end, slow down your own economy. You don't want to do this. So rather spend some time rather than regulating people, educate them. Tell people how to identify scams, what to look out for. Actually, let's start earlier. Let's educate people about how to pay taxes properly. Let's educate people how to understand financial, how do markets work. Let's start there. Most people participate in markets but are not even aware that there is a market and what actually a market is. So I think
most people don't even know what money is.
Yeah.
You know, that whole conversation is just pretty new
Yeah.
since Bitcoin was released. People have, you know, it was in the 50s a big thing, but now as they were coming off the gold standard, but for those many years it was nothing.
Yeah.
So
I think crypto made investments mainstream. People started to see massive crypto gains and started to finally invest, although they haven't before. So let's see what the SEC will come up with. But regulation itself is not the right way. Education is the way to go.
yeah, on the DeFi, I think regulation has a space in like the centralized parties. So the centralized stablecoins, maybe the centralized exchanges. That's a normal space for these regulators. Although, as in our next issue with USDC, issuer Circle supports a proposal to regulate stablecoin issuers as banks. Now.
Right. Wait,
I'll tell you why this is happening, right? As banks, is because banks are allowed to be in fractional reserve. And you know, when these centralized stablecoins go into negative interest rates, they have to go into fractional reserve.
Yeah.
And it breaks the entire business model. So now they're saying, oh, we need regulation. Not only that, regulatory capture. They build up moats around themselves. Oh, protect our little corner of the world by regulating the hell out of any startups. And
that's so silly. Honestly, it's like USDC has an existing company that is actually, I guess, really close to US regulators.
Very
I've heard
close.
a couple of times from various corners.
Yeah.
But anyhow, an existing company saying then, wait, we really need to regulate the new stablecoin, our competitors that are coming to this space with stricter regulations, but we will tell you what this regulation should look like. Man, it's silly. I tell you, this whole...
People need to get away. Like, if you're in the crypto community, stop using centralized stablecoins. Use decentralized stablecoins.
Yeah.
It's really, really important. It's an important part of the game to get away from this. Satoshi created Bitcoin and became anonymous because he saw how dangerous it was what he was doing. He was disrupting the entire monetary system. He was taking the power away and separating money and state. And these centralized stablecoins get to basically issue money out of nowhere and actually buy rare digital assets like Bitcoin with things that they print out of nowhere. And in a way, I would agree that Circle, maybe these centralized stablecoins need some sort of regulation, maybe. But the fact of the matter is, people should just stop using centralized stablecoins. Like projects like MakerDAI that really was the first ones to come out with a decentralized stablecoin is where it heads. And what we're doing at the Stand is the next generation of that. But it's about getting away. Just get away from these ridiculous centralized authorities that can print money out of nowhere, go into fractional reserve, start to be totally intransparent. No one knows how much balance they've got in their balance sheet. No one knows how much is backing their stuff. And they get to buy rare assets with this stuff. What are we doing?
So exactly. But let's talk about the use case of stablecoins. Like most people use stablecoins, I believe, for just, if the market turns around and starts being bearish, people go into stablecoins to just take their crypto gains and just to secure them.
Yeah.
But there are alternatives. It doesn't have to be a US dollar pegged stablecoin. There are companies like Voltoro.com that actually offer people to buy gold that went for a 5,000 a year stable price finding mechanism. To a price finding mechanism is very stable.
Compared to crypto.
Not giving here investment advice, obviously. But it's a good alternative to actually secure crypto gains.
Well, why is it, right? It's because gold, physical bullion, can be insured to however much you've got, whereas the insurance for banks is up to 100K. I think it's 250K in the US. And you get full auditing, you get a solid thing. It's in your name as your property instead of the bank's name. So this is another thing that most people don't understand is that when you put money in a bank, it's not your property anymore. It's theirs. They promise you to pay you some negative interest in Europe or some interest in the
They
US.
promise you to pay you negative interest.
Or take negative interest. Anyway, it's a ridiculous old system. There's a video, actually, we'll post it maybe somewhere, put a little clip of it here. It's from the European Central Banker trying to explain how they create money, and it's absolutely hilarious. It's one of the best videos I've seen. I tweeted it the other day. We'll put it in.
We'll also put into the description a link to Voltoro.com. Just full disclosure here. Voltoro.com is also a strategic partner of the Standard.io. And it's in all our interest to also support our partners. Good. And then the last news. There was something happening on the weekend.
This is so good. This is so good. I love it so much. I've been waiting so long, everyone has, for Bitcoin upgrades. Bitcoin is extremely careful with any upgrades. Why? Because it works. You don't want to disrupt what works. But certain things. On the weekend, Taproot became a soft fork, meaning it's backwards compatible with the entire blockchain from 2009. And basically, Taproot is a bunch of new things. So we get a MAST, which is the Merkleized abstract syntax tree, and what that
What is that?
Well, what it allows is basically some more scripting and a little bit more complex smart contracts. So the smart contracts on Bitcoin have basically been multi-sig solutions and some time lock stuff. But Schnorr signatures also allow you to have smaller amounts of data. Packet is basically a better, think of it like a better zip to data. So you get smaller information for every transaction. But not only that, it allows for the abstraction of people it's a bit more private. So right now you can tell what's a Lightning Network transaction and what's not. So in the future, right now, you now can't see. So this is a really, really important part of Bitcoin moving forward. It's a really important part of the Lightning Network moving forward because now it's a lot more private. And look, privacy is an interesting thing in the crypto space because people are like, ooh, you dodgy bastard. Why you want privacy? Look, if you have a business, do you want your customers to know where you're getting your stock from? Do you want to know how much? Do you want your customers to know how much you're paying for the stock? Do you know how much? Do you want all your employees to know how much everyone's being paid? Do you want do you want to walk down the street and someone knows exactly how much money you've got and then they hold you for ransom? So all of this stuff is extremely dangerous to be going around with a big shield above your head saying, I'm worth this much. It's just stupid. So to go around saying, privacy is only for dodgy people, are you serious? Like what?
No, privacy is a form of protection. It's not only about financial privacy. You also don't want to, want everyone to know what you're buying because at the end of the day, sometimes you want to gift someone something, and if everyone has a record of the things that you have purchased, I don't know if this is the right way to go.
It's a really tricky thing. Financial privacy is a really important pinnacle of general democracy, society. Not even democracy, because democracy is just a voting thing. But it's a really, really important part of everybody's freedom of not being able to have to show what they've got. So I think this is a huge step forward in Bitcoin's evolution, and I'm really glad to see the soft fork happen without a hitch.
So, summarized in a nutshell, Bitcoin is becoming cheaper, more private, and faster, right? Through that fork.
Through the Lightning Network,
Cool. Great. So this is it on news with Josh and Laurin. And
check out the Discord. Really, really cool. The whole community, the standard community is happening. We've got the private sale or the private token distribution.
Furthermore, I think there will be some giveaway happening this Friday as well as AMA where you guys can ask us any question you have in regards to the protocol, us as founders, or about also our vision. Where do we see the standard going? Or we can just chit chat about recent crypto news. And yeah, you said we moved our community from Telegram to Discord.
Yeah, Telegram's still open. It's there for anyone that just loves Telegram. But the serious conversations are going to start happening on Discord just because it's more organized, it's better. Yeah. And MetaMask integration is coming.
Cool. Okay, good. Hit that subscribe button, hit that ring button, and see you next time.
Ciao.